shining on you niggas. Watch my motherfucking mob beam your bitch on her knees while she suck the team's ding-a-ling. She jacking while she moaning, saying please just give me cream. Bitch.
Red apple, green apple, red apple. Mic check, mic check. All right, I got somebody special for y'all. Real nigga. Hold on, hey, I ain't tell you don't jump in yet.
Real nigga.
X Street nigga, or how you want that? X Street nigga? What we?
We go get into that because
okay.
You know Blackcollar is a mixed character and hybrid.
Black hybrid. I like that. Black businessman. Mogul, would you say?
In the making.
Good, handsome guy. I've known him a lot.
I think I look pretty goofy.
Yeah, handsome guy. No. Handsome guy, don't do that. No, what else on that list? What else on that list?
I'm a survivor.
Taught me, introduced me to the world of fashion.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Taught me how to fight. Hands.
Give me my
hands.
You still got him. I just posted something there at the end of the video.
Gave me hands.
Gave me hands.
You know what I'm saying? Gave me hands. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about this guy more. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving him his credit now, but he going to get more credit. We got my brother Chris Hammond. Blackcollar6. I call him Chris.
Talking about
you know what I'm saying? I call him Chris.
Hammond, 6 Hammond. Blackcollar6, man. Y'all know Black Collar Podcast. You know, I do that. Got that going.
Get that shit up.
With my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? My only male best friend, man, that I ever had or whatever, man. And I'm here, man, supporting, man. One show of many.
I appreciate that. I take that to the heart. I take that to the heart, man. So, like, what I always liked about you since I was a kid, dog, is you motivated me. And what I didn't realize when I was younger, dog, is you was going through the same shit I was going through, dog.
But wait, it get worse.
Yeah, it was worse. How the fuck was you able to pull that shit out, dog, and be like, I'm gonna be that nigga?
So this the thing though. This is what's funny about being that nigga. A lot of times growing up, especially when you faced with all that adversity and insecurity, whatever, everybody else think you that nigga, but you don't think you that nigga.
So you wasn't thinking you was that nigga at the time?
Just through certain things. So anywhere where I felt I got like pushed up, as that nigga or that guy or whatever you want to call it or whatever, in that moment I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So it might have been this where they said, okay, yeah, you here, but back here is I'm thinking about back here and I'm like, damn, I did pretty good back here. I survived this.
I got you.
So you know, like 3rd to 5th, 6th grade or whatever, it's a struggle going through, you know, not having the best clothes.
You put on the facade, nigga?
No, that's you working. You know what I'm saying? Why we always talking about putting in the work.
Yeah.
So when you put in the work to be that nigga, you can't. If you think you that nigga, you're not gonna work as hard.
That wasn't in your head.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna work as hard. I never, because of our situation, as far as money, you know what I'm saying, or the lack of or whatever.
I always had money, nigga.
Right.
Nigga, I was there, dog.
You ain't break bread.
Exactly.
But no, like when you putting in the work, you don't know. Like you don't know. I'm that nigga. I'm go be that nigga. Whatever you striving to, you know what I'm saying, excellence. But
which make you even realer to me, because that whole time you was just doing what you thought you needed to do.
Yeah, exactly. Surviving, like you know what I'm saying, like surviving. Like people talk about growing up on love or surviving. We had a plethora of love from my mother and family, and but we still had to survive too. You know what I'm saying? So you putting in the work, man. You don't know you that nigga when you putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Steph Curry didn't know he was. I saw insecurity in him. Was it Davidson that he played in?
I can't remember the name, but you're talking about when he had the red and white.
Yeah, the college. He was
passing the rock.
Yeah, he was exactly. He was doubting himself, man, or whatever. Exactly. And then what? He was doubting himself. So you don't know if you really putting in the work. And then you get your defining moments like a Kobe Bryant or somebody when you hoisting the trophy up. And trophies come in many different forms, man. Me sitting here with you right now doing this, with all of these cameras right here, or whatever, is a trophy. I was in prison. I was in poverty. I was in elementary school, insecure or worried or whatever, and to be sitting here, that's a trophy in life. You take that with you. Oh yeah, man, you know I just did my brother's show. You know what I'm saying, or whatever.
And tell me to shut the fuck up. Whenever I'm saying him like, no, we're gonna keep that. Just say shut the fuck up. One of my fondest memories and moments with you, dog, is when you threw your fucking your shoulder pads on me from football, and you was like, no, you got to do it like this. You gonna be playing pretty soon. That's one of the best memories I have, because it's like I felt like I was trying on your armor and shit.
You get knighted, man.
Yeah, exactly. I felt like I was like, damn, I'm beat this, and I remember everybody talking about you when you was on that field about that nigga Chris don't stop this, and it's like I got to wear that. I got to wear the jersey of the nigga. That's how I felt. So when you was doing all of that, dog, you just was. I'm just being who I am. I'm just being the bro. I'm not thinking I'm being the best brother or anything. This is just life.
Yeah, so it's you just in the moment. So it's like I already feel like I got a disadvantage. I don't got the money people got. I don't got the family people got. You know what I'm saying? What you would think would be a good family or whatever. We don't got a father or a male role model around at all to teach us nothing. So we learning on the fly. So I'm just trying to keep myself in the mix. I'm not even thinking about the top spot.
I had microphone.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you did though. You know what I'm saying? That counted. He actually counted for me some too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just trying to get in the mix. I gotta be extra to just feel like I belong in the mix. I gotta spell the best. I gotta read the best. You know what I'm saying? I gotta run the best.
You was pushing yourself that hard because you knew you were struggling so
hard.
Yeah,
exactly. And I just want to be in the mix, in the middle. I'm not even thinking about the best.
I'm thinking you already in your hood when we younger. Just I got this shit.
No,
I got this shit. That's close. How I'm thinking. It's
teachers telling me, it's coaches telling me, it's people telling me you got this, you special. Mm-hmm. But I just had a conversation with somebody about not taking compliments well. And we were talking specifically about like my looks. I really felt I look goofy to me. You know, we grew up joke to this day or whatever.
Dress up like Ninja Turtles.
Exactly, you know? So I know I keep myself clean and neat, you know, and you know that can be attractive or whatever. But as far as me being just automatically at the top, it took a long time, man, before I could really just say, well, I deserve to be here. I earned or worked my way here, because I was just fighting to be in the middle. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And I guess that drive to want to be in the middle so hard propelled me, you know, higher than I thought. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean, bro. That's crazy, dog.
Yeah,
like every time I was just saying, I'm like, this nigga done did it again. This nigga done did it again. Whether it was wrestling or women or anything, dog. Right. Everything that I seen you do, you just excelled in, dog. And I'm like, damn, dog. If I just follow the tutelage of him and my older cousins, I'm straight. Which I think I am from.
Right. Just imagine a dog with like a bum leg or something or whatever, and it's a whole bunch of other dogs, and they know at certain times this restaurant dump out food or something. That's where they get their food from or whatever. So obviously he's gonna be the slowest one. He's not gonna really be able to fight. He gotta come up with a way, whether it's to already be close to there somehow. You know what I'm saying? Wait till they start fighting, get some food. You know, a couple of them start fighting, he gets some food, or befriend one of the humans over here. And maybe he get his little food on the side door like this. You know what I'm saying? You got to come up with so many different ways. Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. You got to come up with ways to just get yourself in the mix. Even if you got a disadvantage. So, I mean, that's how it was.
Nigga, you was struggling.
Like, yeah,
you
like
was
that's
struggling, nigga.
But that's the work. Everybody struggle got a bad rap. Struggle is not necessarily a negative word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If this on too tight and it's like, oh, you struggling to open that top, yeah. First thing we're gonna do is we might use the shirt though, and this or whatever. I figured out a way out or whatever, and yeah, I struggled to get the top off. I got it done. Like it's, you know what I'm saying?
So when you was talking to women back then, because I seen you win at that as well, man. When you was talking to women back then, what was your mindset? Like, was you fake it till you make it type of nigga? Was you?
No, man. I was the one that they got they fixed as far as somebody being open and genuine. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like I didn't. Stop being a real nigga. Listen, no. But this the thing though. This is what's funny though. I didn't have a choice. I couldn't fake like I was that guy. I wasn't fly. You know what I'm saying? No. My game had to be whoever I was. So my biggest asset growing up was my mind. Like, oh, you so smart, or you so, you know, women like people who could teach them something, or who are a good listener. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And you just straightforward. So I think with women, and then you know we grew up with our mother. A whole bunch of women, you know, was around or whatever. We kind of had the inside scoop. You know,
I feel like our mother carried herself with class.
Even for sure, exactly. She taught us about etiquette and being a gentleman and you know stuff like that. So
real class.
In a savage type place, and you a gentleman, you can stand out, and you also have the savage in you enough to, you know, be a protector and not just be a pushover or whatever. I think that combination just made women comfortable with it.
Yeah, she put me outside when two niggas was trying to fight.
Yeah, exactly. Go get it.
I love it though.
Mm-hmm. We'd have got in trouble. You get chased home from school. I remember me running up to the house. James and his I ain't gonna say his last name, but guy named James. I went to school with, and his we had a fight. His daddy came to try to jump me. Then he tried to get him a knife.
Hold on, my nigga.
You ain't heard of me.
I remember this story, but I didn't know his pops was trying to fuck you up.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. So
about how old was you?
I was at Walter White, and I believe we didn't leave Walter White
young as fuck, man.
to 4th grade. Halfway through 4th grade is when we went to Walter White and Mr. Woods' class. You know, I think we all combined in Sabbath or whatever. I think in 4th grade. So he tried to give him a knife, all of that or whatever. So I'm like, all right, there ain't no way after man. It was like a machete, man, like a brick is rusty. Like so I tell her that, and at this point, me and my mama got a relationship or whatever. She know I'm not making nothing like this up.
Yeah.
So you know she got the shotty. You know what I'm saying? Came outside or whatever. And that's when, you know, I'm at this point now. I don't care. You got a knife or nothing or whatever. I die to have the honor in front of my mama. Because she gonna get y'all in the end. You know what I'm saying?
Like that at that age.
Whatever.
Stop
like with
being
this,
a real nigga. Stop. That's the name of this. Stop being a real nigga.
But listen, that's what my mama was though.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying or whatever. That's what she was and that's what she bred. So she because you know she had the rule: don't get chased home, don't come home running. You know you fight. So she know it got to be something or whatever. So she saw that. Of course, his father turned into a complete coward at that point. Come on now, this, that, whatever. And me and James ended up being kind of cool or whatever. But like I remember that like it was yesterday though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy. It was like
we was talking about women. I don't know how.
I didn't even like jumped into that.
That's a good story though. I don't even remember it happening that way.
Yeah, like
that's crazy.
And I'm sure she'll remember. Like it was so fast, and then it just made me and her start having different type of talks about stuff. But like I said, with that, what choice did I have for that? Like so many stories in my life like that.
Oh, I was there. Trust me.
You know what I'm saying? Stem from I didn't have a choice, or we always got a choice, but I wasn't raised to do nothing but go forward. I want to go lay down. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to go lay down.
So speaking of our mother and women carrying it back in, like, because she considered the baby boomer generation. Mm-hmm. What is it back then to now to what they don't, whether either they lack or what they do have now with the women in this? I'm gonna say Generation Z and millennial women.
So, we always talk about our mother specifically had our grandfather. Mm-hmm. So she had some sense of guidance and teaching and training from a male perspective. And also her mother was from an era and a time that was super strong. Like our grandmother was a strong-willed woman. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of different ways as far as survival and stuff too. So it's kind of passed down. It's taught like anything else, karate, anything or whatever. You know, you teach it and you pass it down.
The master.
Somewhere along the way or whatever, I'm sure we could pinpoint it. We talk about it all the time or whatever. That dynamic was fractured. It wasn't males in the household from getting locked up, killed, just not being there, choosing not to be there. And they were left to their own devices. You know what I'm saying? And when that happens, there's no leader. Everything is based off of emotion. And that's weak. You know what I'm saying? If you rule by emotion, you easily manipulate it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make bad decisions.
To prove you, I feel like I had to beat that part out of me from being raised by a woman.
Yeah, me too. We all do. Yeah, exactly. We were super emotional. There was anger issues and stuff that we developed or whatever. Is us not having control, us not having a father say, "Hey, come out here and hit this baseball while we talk about it," or put these gloves on. I'm gonna punch you a couple times to knock that. You know what I'm saying? To talk to you why, like,
to respect the real man too. Like, you can't just say, you was talking about it earlier today on the phone call about niggas just saying, "I'll knock you out." Like, nigga.
Exactly, man. You ain't never did that in your life. So it's a difference these days. Like, the women right now, they feel like they have to be the men. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I don't know where in any stratosphere where, you know, a woman can be a man or a man can be a woman. That sounds crazy these days with so many people switching genders.
Get
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever, like, whatever. So, but it's not the same. They don't have the same strength. They're not built the same. They're not trained.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like where are the fathers? Like and me and you talk about this all the time or whatever. Some of it falls on the men getting locked up, abandoning their families or whatever. Some of it falls on like some of this feminist movement. That's a whole. I'm sure we're gonna do a show on that or whatever. I don't believe a black woman can be a feminist. That's ridiculous to me. Like or whatever. But I think some of it falls on that, saying they want to. Well, I want to work and do what he do too. It's like the WNBA conversation or whatever right now these days. Why don't we get paid as much as the men? And this we talking about emotion. You feel you deserve what the men get. Let me explain. Matter of fact, hold on. What camera should I explain this to, man? This one. Okay, I'm gonna explain this to any woman with this stupid ass argument. So, it's not that the NBA and the WNBA is conspiring against women to pay y'all less. Y'all don't bring as much revenue as the NBA. So the NBA makes this amount of money. They can split that money and it trickle down to everybody. But y'all making this much. Y'all I think y'all trophy for y'all All-Star game is like $18. Like, it's ridiculous. Y'all don't make enough money to get paid.
That's the real thing?
It's not like, yeah, I'm almost positive. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, if this is what the NBA is bringing, all of this or whatever, we can say, okay, this is for the owners, this is for the coaches, and half of this go to the coaches, and the rest, all of this is for the players. And this is the WNBA. That's what y'all got. That's what y'all bringing in. How are y'all gonna make this? Y'all want somebody to feel sorry for y'all and feel emotion again or whatever? No, that doesn't make any sense or whatever. So these days it's so much entitlement. It's not just in women, but we talking about the difference in like how our mother was and had the strength to raise.
Have you been to a WNBA game before?
I don't think so. I know I've been to plenty women's college games.
Okay. Have you been to a WNBA game before?
No, Reddit says that it's $18 for the MVP trophy.
For the All-Star game?
All-Star game.
See what I'm saying?
And I've never been to a WNBA game. So there you go. Like us.
That's
us
what I'm
right now.
And I was a fan of women's basketball. Like I don't want to get it twisted. Like Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird,
Cheryl Swoops.
Like you know what I'm saying. Like
I can say some names.
I'm a super fan of some of these people. Like
Cynthia Cooper.
Right. It's not as exciting. It's not being marketed or developed. You know what I'm saying? The way that I feel it could be. And that's on them. Y'all gotta elevate y'all game. You know what I'm saying, to something else or add something else or whatever. But that's I kind of got all the way off track.
But that's a good point.
But y'all want to do the same jobs and y'all want to be us. Like, no, y'all are women, we are men, and that don't mean y'all have to be weaker. Like, or do y'all job is just as important as far as y'all job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a balance. We need y'all. We need a woman and we need a man, especially in raising a kid, to be balanced.
And
so
I
that's
wouldn't
what I think
dare try to say I can birth the child. That's a special gift that y'all have. I don't. Would you ever see yourself in this climate with religion and how everything? Because I don't think America is Christian anymore like it was when we was growing up.
Right.
Do you see yourself getting married now?
So with marriage is this for me, man. With marriage is, so when you think marriage, you think pastor, chapel, woman in a white dress, man in the tux, listening to words being read out the Bible, say their vows, I do, right?
Yep.
All of that is Christian based, like you said.
Yep. I'm
not a Christian. I don't believe in the Bible or none of that. So marriage would have to be some type of agreement. If my woman decides she's a Christian and she wants to have that marriage, we would have to have a whole different conversation before we'd even get there. So let's throw all of that out the window, though. Marriage in America, you have to have a marriage license.
Yes, sir. It's
a business arranged on paper.
Yep.
Some things you lose out on by being married. You lose some opportunities because you're married, business-wise, like from a financial standpoint. Somebody just made a post about this too. Desmond Dart, man. Shout out to Desmond. She just made a post about that or whatever that I commented this same thing about. So it's a business arrangement. So now we got to sit down and we got to discuss the business and how to protect ourselves and what's the best move. This has nothing to do with romance, religion and nothing like that or whatever.
It's a different animal.
So as far as me wanting to have somebody and be committed to them and share a life with them, I'm for that. I want that for sure. I want that right now, you know, at this point in my life. It has nothing to do with religion though. So marriage, just the concept of it, I would have to develop my own concept of how I would want to express my union, if at all. You know what I'm saying? And I actually expressed the idea not too long ago of setting a year. So say, you know, you propose in whatever way, it could be a unique way. And most people propose and then you set the wedding for the next year or something like that. So say you propose,
so you engage,
and then you have and then you have a year to where y'all go on some type of different quests throughout the year. We gonna go somewhere, we go for a week and there's no phones and we depend on nature or whatever, something like that. It don't even have to be like camping. It could be something though where there's no phones, no connection to the outside world, just us doing whatever we doing. And then we can talk about that with everybody if we want to, but there's no phones, no nothing like that.
Really shut up. I told you he was a real nigga. I told you he was a real nigga.
Now look, after that, so after that, we may have something that's kind of like a class or something, where we bring everybody coming, we show our journey to where we get to each other and what we learned, what we didn't learn, this or whatever, and we gonna tell everybody why we feel like we gonna make it or whatever. And then after that, it may be a party or something in the summertime or whatever, but a full year of us. And then once that year is over with, we evaluate and decide, is this the best decision in us going forward? So kind of like just steps to just strengthening the union and gauging compatibility and all of that stuff or whatever. And I think that's how we supposed to think in 2022. Like, we should be innovative.
And that's what I was about saying. You came up with all this by yourself.
Yeah, like, and we going by people who came up with stuff thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago, and hundreds of years ago or whatever. Like, yes, I wouldn't want my grandmother or great grandmother or any of them to raise my daughter in 2022. They don't know how to be a woman or what a woman is thinking or going through in this day and age or whatever. So I'm not basing my life or something as important as somebody I'm spending a life with on 1,000-year-old tradition. Let's say it's too hot.
Yeah, all right,
keep going. Okay, we good.
You heating it up, nigga.
No, yeah,
you heating it up, nigga.
No, but
you see, I ain't even saying shit.
Right.
I'm letting you go. You cooking.
So with that, it's like I'm everything that I want to do from this point. We could talk about like black collar or whatever, like what that means being a hybrid. I'm not letting nobody put me in a box. I'm not letting nobody put my relationship in a box. And you put the stipulations on my union. And I keep saying union just to stay away from the tradition of saying marriage, because
I get it. Yeah,
what it represents. You know what I'm saying, to everybody else. Or whatever, but I'm not opposed to that at all. It's just, it won't be. How would I look standing in front of a pastor who I don't respect your title, the words that you reading to me, this or whatever? So that wouldn't make any sense. I have to come up with something that fits me specifically.
And it's out of respect for you. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna play with that either.
Exactly.
So let me ask you something, because you said not being boxed in and you with marriage, like, you know, in your way. Would you marry outside your race? Are you racist?
Am I racist? Am I racist? I think I'm what would be the word, like you know, you got racism and then you got discrimination, prejudice.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. I think everybody is, because of how the climate of this country. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't now everybody that's watching this that I went to school with, they'll tell you like it didn't matter to me. But I hate when people say, well, I don't see colors. Like, you colorblind? Yeah, I see color. That? I see color. I see height. I see weight. I see all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I see strong, weak, fat, skinny. I see all of that stuff or whatever. And that's no different or whatever. But I don't just look at a person and say, this person is white or Mexican or whatever, and decide if I like or don't like them. If you fit a stereotype, you fit a stereotype. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting there eating chicken and watermelon or whatever, I'm fitting a stereotype. That don't mean
I don't even think you like watermelon.
Not at all. But not for real. You know, it's got to be, you know, specific. But yeah, I don't look at another race and not like them because they're a color.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Or not a color or whatever. I take everybody for who they are. If you are a good guy, a stand-up guy, no matter if you white, green, or whatever, you're a stand-up guy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. If you a shitty person, don't matter if you white, black, you know, yellow, brown, whatever, you're a shitty person.
If you fucked my wife, I'm gonna kill you.
Or her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add that in
Yeah,
just for the
I
age,
got you.
man.
Yeah, I got you.
The movie.
I got you. Damn, dog. So that's me, dog. I want to get married, but it's like I have to do something like you said. I have to think about it and do some innovative shit and do some thinking about it. But like I really ain't even been thinking about it.
Yeah, so that's good though, because whatever you do, it'll be organic and it'll be natural. You know what I'm saying? Like if we just go by what everybody say we should, always use the Wright brothers, man. They had to convince people we're gonna take hunks of metal and all of this stuff or whatever, and it's gonna fly in the sky, man. They had to convince people that. They had to be okay with the majority of the people thinking they were lunatics. No matter how intelligent they were, how much great of engineers they were, whatever. And every other great person that invented something or came up with something that seemed impossible, you got to be okay with the rest of the world looking at you weird and crazy. You're going to always be the minority. When you're the majority, you're not great. That's why I don't understand social media, why people think all of them sharing the same posts and the same memes and all of that stuff or whatever. What do you get out of being part of a mass? Like, the masses are never great. You know what I'm saying? It's never great.
To add on to your point, Galileo. Remember, they locked his ass up for his beliefs, man, in his house till he died. But then he was right.
Exactly.
He got proven right years
for his
later.
belief, because it's about control. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about control. I can control you with tradition or a doctrine. The box that I was talking about. I'm not letting nobody put me in a box. Now, survival of the fittest is survival of the fittest. Like, you know, to the victor go the spoils. It's just like I do the speed limit or try to stay close to it, because there's a force out here, a police force that's enforcing that. We'll pull up on you. And if you try to, if you are stronger than me, or you got a gun like I got a gun, I got backup I could call, and we got a whole team of people, we'll track you down, and I gotta adhere to that. They imposing their will. You know what I'm saying? Down to the most like primitive, you know, level or whatever. But outside of that, you're not putting me in a box and making me think. That's them trying to trap Galileo's mind. How you gonna tell me what I'm supposed to believe? And why is that a threat to you that I think something different? Don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying?
And we gonna forcefully lock your ass up because you don't want to stop thinking.
Exactly. Because it's power, man. It's power in unlocking your mind and thinking outside the box and being different, man.
Exactly.
It's power in that.
So, dog, when we was growing up, man, and I don't want to touch on our childhood too much. When I was born, and you know, like you had a little brother and all of that, what was you thinking? Did you feel like you had like a weight on your shoulders, or did you feel like it's a beautiful thing, or what did you feel like that being the older brother?
I felt like mom's had a weight on her shoulder. That's what I felt like. I felt like, all right, she got another kid. And I saw how she was with me and Shamir, you know what I'm saying, up to that point. So clearly I was like 7 when you was born. We 7 years apart, I believe, right? Yeah. And I saw how she was with us. She was never neglected. You know what I'm saying? She laughed, joked, played with us or whatever, but I also saw the tired times. You know what I'm saying? I saw the tears and the crying conversations and the frustration or whatever too. And one thing about me and her relationship, man, it very quickly turned into me being kind of some type of support system to her or whatever. So when you came, it was exciting. Like, dang, like it's a baby. But it was kind of like, all right, mama got more work to do. I hope I could figure out how to help her better than I knew before. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever like that. But as you got on, and it's crazy, you know how our dynamic in our family is so different. I was about to say as you got older, but you was still super young or whatever. Having a male to tussle with, you know what I'm saying, play around with it or whatever like that, man, was like the best thing ever. Because I was surrounded around women, auntie, my mom, this or whatever, and we clashed. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, include moms, like we clashed. So to have somebody like, okay, I could relate to this. And think you young. That's to show you how different, you know, like genders are or whatever.
That's why I asked, because the way that I felt growing up, like you went full force of you not gonna be this or you gonna be stronger than this. Like you went full force, even harder than my father.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you was there. Like when I think about my childhood, you the person who comes to the most in my mind.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like I ain't know if that was like you was like
that's all moms, man. And I'm sure you always talk about like what's just in us genetically. You know what I'm saying? Part of my genetic makeup or whatever. But that's all moms. I emulated her in so many different ways, and her putting books in my hand at such an early age. I learned about relationships in books. I don't mean romantic relationships, just period. Just how men talk to other men, brothers. All of that stuff. It's a book called Great Expectations. The main character is Pip or whatever. That's a book that I know this generation ain't gonna read it. You know what I'm saying or whatever. But
it might be a few.
A few of y'all, man, read Great Expectations, man. Just going through that, like it's so much you could learn, and just communication, insecurity, fear, bravery, all of the different things. When books helped with that or whatever. So I just had a sense of duty, and that came from her. We saw her work all our lives. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We saw her go through all type of think of all the stuff she went through, and it was just never like, remember when it was the 2 years moms was just out of it and we had to just care. It was never that. So
every year she came up.
Exactly.
Every year she came up.
So and that's what people say about me. So I'm emulating her still to this day. I remember in prison, I used to tell people in prison, they'd be like, man, how you stay motivated? You smiling in here, man, this or whatever. And I tell them, once your head raise up off the pillow or whatever, don't put it back down on the pillow. And I'm like, the reason why it's so hard for me to get lazy is because I'm thinking about, all I used to tell them, man, my mama did it with 4 kids. How I'm gonna ever fold? I can't. She didn't fold with 4 kids and she's a woman. How can I make an excuse to myself to fold? It's like, that's not, I'll fold when I die, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no way.
I don't ever want to hear them niggas talking about women this, but like y'all niggas fold so fast.
Exactly. Like, so there's no way I'll let myself just give up, man, like that. Exactly. Like, no way at all.
Well, one half of us ain't here today. Matter of fact, let me try and call this nigga before I just start flaming.
We talking about D'Angelo?
Yeah.
After that, we'll wrap it up. It's 30 minutes.
I got you. Right. I got you. Talk to this nigga all day.
Yeah, we got so much content, man.
Yeah, I ain't even get through half of the shit I want to talk to you
about. And then once I get to running my mouth, man, I can go from here to Beijing, man, with it. Exactly, man. That's what made me start Salmon Podcast. I'm like, what do you do that you'll be able to do easy every day? Talk.
This nigga gonna pick up as soon as we end the podcast. Am I on?
Exactly.
You missed it, nigga. Well, the other half of the Fusion boys ain't picking up, man. He at work. I ain't gonna go too hard.
Well, I'm holding you down, man. I'm the honorary Fusion boy, man, for the day, man.
Fusion boy that adds to the list. Who would you be? See, but you've seen a little bit of watching it with me, Dragon Ball Z.
You introduced me to that. I didn't know nothing about that until you introduced me to Dragon Ball Z.
You Raditz, nigga. You my yo ass Raditz, though.
I'm Kakarot for sure.
That's good. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You can have that.
But this is what's crazy. I'm calling him that because that's what Vegeta called him, right? Mm-hmm. I love Vegeta's sense of just, it was like he wanted to compete. And he called him Kakarot. It was like that's him.
Oh yeah, he made it. You can still say, hold on, let's get his going. Can you hear me? Yeah, we on.
You talking about we on the podcast? No, we just announced that your spot just got took, man.
Yeah, your spot was on the line, nigga. What?
Oh, damn. He took
What they got you? You said your finger got cut open.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You fucking up at work, dog.
Man, what y'all boys got going on the cast? What up, everybody?
Shit talking that real shit?
Yeah, I'll be off in a few. We about to leave in a minute.
You have to get that bread, man. I can't wait to get back, dog. I can't wait till we do one with them, dog. You gonna add a different dynamic to it.
Yeah, I'm soon as y'all ready. Like whenever. Y'all already know we do one whenever. Right, y'all come on, man. You know what I'm saying on my show. Whatever. Like this is what I'm loving to do. Some of the stuff we talked about, I just made some posts and reels and you know what I'm saying today. And posted them. This is what I'm on right now.
I got you.
We had to live how we had to live low key and you know what I'm saying? Our whole life, man. It's time to get this shit out to the people.
Alright, man. I'm gonna hit you up when we done wrapping up.
Bet Fusion boys in it.
Alright, you already know. Alright, man. Yo. All right, that was it, y'all. Y'all met the realest nigga. One of the realest niggas I know. It's just a real nigga back there. I mean, he white, but he's still a real nigga to me.
I mean, white, but he's still...
You know what I'm realest nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's how we gonna end it. It's gonna be more to come definitely with this motherfucker.
Plenty
like,
more,
man. I love him. You know what I'm saying? Is y'all heard what we was talking about, man. There's more to it, and we gonna holler at y'all, man.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all having me, man. Everybody out there, man. Y'all check out the Fusion Boys, man. Y'all check out Blackcollar Podcast. Blackcollar6 is on everything. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, man. And that's it, man.
And don't be a bitch ass nigga.
Definitely don't do that.
That's it. That was beautiful.
Man.
That was beautiful.